Hello, and welcome back to some more Hollow Knight. So now that this Soul Sanctum is done, the way forward is to get out of the City of Tears, and then probably we'll do Crystal Peaks next. Mostly as getting the various movement upgrades will certainly help be able to fully explore places as you go to them. As there's as well, you can get to a lot of places. It's always helpful to be able to try and grab as much stuff the first time through. So in this room, among other things, you have a Whispering Root at the very bottom, and at the very top, on the right side, you'll find a simple key. The middle one doesn't have anything except for some enemies. But we want this simple key, as this is one easy way to open up the Royal Waterways. Alternatively, you could also use it in Dirtmouth if you are playing... Well, it works on all modes, but you can be able to get into the locked door to either summon your Shade on normal, or exchange Rancid Eggs for money on Steel Soul. So we've got a Wanderer's Journal down here. We want to go over here first to the Stagway. This is also, I think, probably a faster way if you're going to the Nailsmith. It's this or King Station. They're both about the same. But by going left instead, that'll take you to an elevator. If you had gone to where the elevator was in the Crossroads earlier, you wouldn't be able to continue to the left. But by activating the elevator from the City of Tears, not only can you go between the Crossroads and City of Tears, but you can then go left and get another Vessel Fragment. As well, this puts you close to Salubra's Charm Shop. This will also make it a little more interesting to go through the Crossroads. It's always good to Descend in Dark or Desolate Dive down there, because you never know where those bugs are going to be. So, with 4 of them, if I wanted, I would consider getting Sly's one, especially since if we're going to Crystal Peaks, we'll get the Shopkeeper's Key, which will allow us to buy both Vessel Fragments. Now that's only because I have an incredibly large amount of Geo at this point. If you weren't using Fragile Greed and collected a bunch of Relics, then you'd probably be holding off on buying Sly's stuff. As generally on your first playthrough, Mask Shards are going to be a lot more helpful than Soul Vessels. Always be careful of those little guys, because they'll suicide bomb you. Fortunately, though, they'll go against the walls and all that such, but they just won't stop until they run into something. They do drop a lot of Geo, though. Yeah, this is a good time to clean Salubra out as much as possible. So there's quite a few charms. Shaman Stone's the best one that you can have. If it's your first time playing, Quick Focus can be very handy, just because it gives you a lot more healing opportunities. It makes it a lot safer to heal. Oh, I don't have the Dream Wielder charm. And all around, it can just be a lot very useful. So I'm going to have to take this route so that I can actually get over, since the normal way to the Stagway is going to be blocked now. I may in fact go back. No, I'm gonna wait until I have the Shopkeeper key. Now that I realize it's a little bit later than anticipated for doing this, so I may not be fully plotted out things as to what I want to do or really have thought much about anything. Like, I know around this time I would generally be trying to get to Crystal Peaks anyway. And once you finish the Soul Sanctum, Crystal Peaks is a good place to go to. Since getting Crystal Heart through Super Dash will open up a few additional places. Mostly it'll let you have a much easier time getting Acid Resistance and Double Jump, which are going to be... You're going to really want those. I think you can get Double Jump with a Shade Skip if you're really determined, but I'm pretty sure you need Super Dash to get Acid Resistance. Unfortunately, things are not going so well for Mila and her New Age crystals. Of course, once we get Crystal Heart, then coming back here we'll have Mila be hostile. Now, we can break all the ground. So in normal mode, there's not a huge reason to get Rancid Eggs, especially with how many that you're given in normal mode. You can find 21, I believe, in normal mode. And you can pretty much purchase as many as you like from Tuck in the Royal Waterways. Although if you have more than 80, then she won't sell it to you. But it's one Rancid Egg to summon your Shade to Gigi and Dirtmouth. So, unless you are dying a lot, you're not going to have too much trouble recovering your Shade. So one thing is, you can always pogo these to reset them. It's something I didn't even realize for the longest time. And I mean, there's not too many places where you're going to really make use of it, but it's still nice to know. So I am not 100% sure if I'm going to try and do something a little more risky. But I will show a few skips that can be done in here. One of them, however, is going to require that bench. So by going through here, this gets a grub. Although don't be hasty. The slow one really makes you want it to go faster. And these guys can't be killed with their nails, so you need to use spells if you want to take them out. It's not really worth doing, though, unless there's just a lot of them in your way. So that would lead to deep focus, but you will need Super Dash to be able to get it. So one of the updates, I think it was Lifeblood, made it to where they've added the switches so that stops the little stompers. Not really needed to be done, but it's still nice to have. Always just be careful of lasers. So over here we'll find Cornifer.
No escuché.
And this is one of the places that you would definitely need Super Dash to continue on. So that's a King's Idol up there. Your easiest way is just pogo, dash, and not do it like that. But fortunately, it comes back if you mess up, if you leave the room. There we go. So that's an easy way to get a King's Idol. Especially if you're going back to the City of Tears, and you need another 800 Geo. Alright, so the Shopkeeper's key is right above here. To the right would be a bench, however, you have a boss if you're going to do that. Actually, I don't think I'm going to do it. If you really wanted to, up there is where you would fight Crystal Guardian a second time. You'd normally need double jump to get up there, but you can actually do it if you're willing to do a very tricky shade skip. Basically, you're gonna have to die to Crystal Guardian, come back, fight and kill him while your shade is up. You can't kill your shade, and then once you've killed him with your shade still up, you lure your shade over there and pogo it up. It is highly not recommended to do it because you get like one shot to make it through. And if you mess up, well, you just done wasted your chance. And especially, that'll put your shade up in a Rage Guardian's room, but you're not getting back up there until you have double jump. And our boy Quarrel. So coming over through here would be, going down would take you towards Crystal Heart. However, you'd ordinarily need double jump to get up here, but you can use just pogo the crystal, dash the wall, and make it over. And this will lead towards a pale ore, and getting it early can be very, very nice, because it's one of the easier ones to get. And if you're into Whispering Roots, there's another one right there. So it's pretty highly recommended to have as much soul as possible so that you can Vengeful Spirit everything. Because especially these little guys, if they put out their spikes to where that you can't kill them with the nail, it can be very inconvenient to try and take them out. So using a Vengeful Spirit from afar solves that problem. So now that you've got the grub, all you need to do is just go work your way up. This is also a place where it's better to try, if you're not confident with the skip, having it with the old nail so that you don't kill what you need to pogo will make it a lot easier to do. It really doesn't matter too much. Yep. I should probably heal. Little laser guys aren't that bad. They take a pretty long time to actually shoot their laser. And every time you hit them, it resets it. Going through Crystal Peaks is certainly one of the nicer zones. I don't know, it's nowhere, I don't like it anywhere near as much as like Green Path or City of Tears. But it's definitely, it's one of those zones where it's much like Green Path. Once you've got through your first time, you're not going to be coming back for much. And there's not really anything boss-wise except Enraged Guardian, who's not really much of a difficult fight. So that's a small little secret area with some geo clusters. Now, if you don't have double jump, you can't kill all of the crystal hunters. You're going to need one of them. So you have 3 that are here. It's the 3rd one that you need to keep alive. Preferably without it killing you. So you lure it over here, pogo it, and jump up the wall. And this room, although I have the lantern, and it looks like it would be a dark room, if you don't have the lantern, you can still see in this room just fine. I don't know if that's intended or not, given how it looks. But for whatever reason, you can see just fine in here. So by pogoing the crystals that way, and getting up this way, you don't have to deal with that crystal hunter, because he's going to follow you and stupidly fly into the spikes. So what you need to do here, dash, pogo, dash. Don't try to just pogo. For whatever reason, it doesn't work very well. Usually doesn't work very well. I like how I was trying to demonstrate it wouldn't work, and yet it does work. But yeah, it's easier to just dash, pogo, dash. Easy pale ore. And Statue of Radiance. And so that clears out everything in that direction. So there's nothing essential over in here. Most of it is going to just be relics, rancid eggs, and geo clusters. But if for whatever reason you want to pick those things up, either you're going for like being a completionist beyond completion percentage, or you just need a little extra geo to afford things, then that's one way that you can get all of that. Oh, goodness. But yeah, Vengeful Spirit takes those guys out really easy. Fall right down, hit that switch, and then you, if for whatever reason you die, you have an easy way to get back. But it's not really that bad. Of course, I can't do this anywhere near as well as folks. The platform in Hollow Knight is where I'm not exactly all that great at, especially with various skips. Like, I can do a few of them, but I'm nowhere near as good as various speedrunners. And there's still plenty of them that I need to practice. Especially if I do randomizer again, as if you put it to the hard setting where you need to do the skips, then you better know how to do them. And unfortunately, there's a number of them that I just can't do consistently enough to be able to say that I would be able to play on that kind of setting. It's one of those things to where I'd love to learn, but it's a time investment that something always comes up. Oh yeah, and there's a nice little grub up there. You probably hear him as you enter the room. You just can't reach him. always just watch out for that guy. You'll know which direction not to be on, because he's not. Those things don't go on the conveyor belts. Okay, I thought there was more in this. Oh. I always get the timing for these stompers wrong. Or at least I'm very paranoid about messing up. Which is why I tend to take my time. Do need to dash for that one. So this takes you to a geo chest, and this will turn off all the stompers if for whatever reason you're coming back this way. I don't think there's really any reason to, but if for whatever reason you're coming back, maybe you decide you wanted to get the pale ore, and you just didn't have double jump or wasn't confident in the pogo. So this dark room is one that if you don't have the lantern, it's going to be pretty unpleasant. However, I don't know who it was that has a video up about it, so I don't have the idea. But if you fireball that guy, you can... If you do it properly, you'll land on this one, I think. No, it's that I'm not doing it right. But you would do something like that. It would be each place you stop, you then jump onto it and Crystal Heart again. I need to find who it is to give the credit in like the description. Okay, so if you have Desolate Dive, then this area will let you get your spell upgrade to get Descend in Dark. Which is one reason I really don't like Crystalized Mound. Those crystal hunters are always the most annoying. And this is one area that, with Hell Mod, always gives me a bit of discomfort, because if you get hit by one of them and then fall into the spikes, that's 4 masks of damage, and you can only heal 1 mask at a time. In Hell Mod. So, it's a place that I always figure I'm gonna mess up like that. Oh, like that. So just take it slow and easy. It's mostly getting that grub and getting past the crystal hunters that are the worst part of it. But once you get past those, then you're in the clear. And now you get Descend in Dark, which is the answer to every problem in Hollow Knight. If you have any problem in Hollow Knight, using Descend in Dark is the answer. Of course, if it doesn't solve your problem, I claim no responsibility for that, so fine print. Alright, so that would take us back down to the resting grounds. Now, as I've already got everything opened up this way, what I want to try and do is now go back to the little sarcophagus that had a fragile top to it, so now I can Desolate Dive it and open it up. Like a true grave robber. So these creepy guys, just hit them. Since they do 2 masks of damage, always be careful. You really don't want to put yourself in a position. But that one you can use the little bellfly to destroy it. So with this geo chest, you can break both the right wall and above. Above takes you to the Grey Mourner if you want to do the flower quest. You want to at least make sure you've opened up Queen's Garden. In an ideal world. And this guy hides here. So don't be fooled by it. Vengeful Spirit on him is also helpful. And you get the Soul Eater charm. Lovely charm, but 4 notches. It's going to be difficult to fit it in. Just because, especially for first plays, you're probably going to use a nail build. But then again, not many people are going to use Fragile Strength for their first time, just because of the downside of it breaking upon death. So you get another relic over here. I think it's a Hallownest seal. Yep. Alright, so now with all that geo, among other things, I'm gonna head back to Dirtmouth to spend it. Probably would have been faster to go to the Resting Ground Stagway, but King's Station is about the same way. Because the biggest thing to do now is upgrade your Vengeful Spirit to Shade Soul. With that and Shaman Stone, there's really not many things that's going to give you trouble. At least, standard enemies. And if you have it for things like Watcher Knights, especially if you're double hitting them by keeping them on one side, you're going to find most bosses are going to die pretty fast. But even so, you always have to still be careful. Because it's easy to use all your soul at once. But using ones like Spell Twister so that you can use more spells by reducing the cost of your spells from 33% to 22%. And if you can fit in Soul Eater, that's always pretty good.
Oh, whoopa.
Your reward is that you can spend more money in this shop. So to get Shade Soul, you're going to need to buy the Elegant Key. So always make sure you at least have the money for that. So now if I want to, I could buy both his Vessel Fragments, which will get me my second Soul Vessel. So with 6 of them out of 9 found, I'd only need to spend the 3,000 in the fountain, the stag nest, after finding all the stagways, and after that, I think it's the Seer at 700 essence. Alright, that gets me 7 masks. This is not the ideal way to do this. As there's a lot of other mask shards that are a lot easier to get along the way. Like, for instance, I skipped over Bretta in the Fungal Wastes, and I'm probably going to go grab her whenever I loop back around, either by doing the waterways or maybe after getting double jump. Since I don't have anything better, I'm going to go with using Gather and Swarm for now. Alright, so I'm going to quickly go through the Ancient Basin so that I can get my double jump. Especially as... wait a sec. I should have spoke with the Seer in the resting grounds. Because I can actually upgrade my nail another time. Although I need 2,000 Geo. But I can get 2,000 along the way. I mean, just selling relics will be enough. So, there's thresholds for having collected enough essence from the Seer. And they don't start out very well. But, I mean, it's relics up until 300. Once you hit 300, you get a pale ore. Which you haven't if you've only upgraded your nail once without having a pale ore, then that's your second upgrade right there. But you quickly get a lot better things. At 500 is Dream Wielder, which makes your Dream Nail a lot more usable while fighting. You get a Vessel Fragment at 700, Dream Gate at 900, and Dream Gate is going to be very handy for getting around. Let's see, I think it's 1,200 an Arcane Egg to sell. And then it's 1,500 for your Mask Shard. So if you're just trying to get 300 Essence, killing 0 is your 100 Essence. And then you can either go like kill No Eyes in the Stone Sanctum, Sanctuary, or you could, you know, go after Elder Hu or Gorb. And you're going to get 300 without much trouble, especially if you grab their Whispering Roots. So the door she opens... I'll actually grab it real quick. Will take you to various Spirit's Glade for various backers and so forth. Just whatever you do, don't Dream Nail the ghosts. As it's not only very wrong, but it'll be a bit difficult to make it out of there alive. Sort of, at any rate. If you have Sharp Shadow, or like Cyclone Slash, or so forth, it's going to be a lot. It's not going to be that bad. So among other things, the big thing is to come in the waterfall for the King's Idol. No, it's... I forget where it is. But there is another place with more backers stuff. I'm pretty sure it was in that room, but I'm not remembering it right. It's like 2 in the morning. Plus, other than the King's Idol, I don't really go in there. Alright, so with King's Station, I can get the 3rd nail upgrade. So between those 3 pale ores, the Ancient Basin, Crystal Peaks, and 300 Essence, you can actually have your 3rd nail upgrade pretty fast. And it's certainly worthwhile to get it. So now these guys are really easy to kill with Descend in Dark. Oh, I'd never had that happen. And they're 80 Geo with Fragile Greed, 50 without it. So if you have a quick way to kill them, like Descend in Dark, it's a lot more profitable to kill them now than it was when I just had Vengeful Spirit. It's still not nearly as good as the Dirt Carvers in Deep Nest, though. Oh yeah. Yeah, I have a bunch of... So with this key I can open up the Royal Waterways. I'll start selling off all my relics again. Get to the nailsmith to upgrade my nail, and then probably stop in the not resting ground, Royal Waterways. I guess instead of getting double jump, I'll get acid resistance first.
Velmi Ardred. Velmi Ardred. Kachael, Lias, Velmi Ardred. Alpal, Velmi Ardred.
Unfortunately, there's no quick way to just sell them all. If you're playing randomizer, if I remember right, you can go to Lem's right side, and talking to him will sell all the relics at once.
Velmi Ardred.
But alas, such conveniences are not part of the base game.
War's son? Gian. Helmadelka.
So as you can see, the more, if you're really being exhausted in the various places with relics, you're going to be able to have a lot of geo. Yep.
Ranjo Stenja.
Alright, draw your squiggly lines on my nail to increase the max damage.
Garadel Akari.
So for your last one, you're going to need to find the 3 remaining pale ore. And the thing about it is, 4 pale ore are actually pretty quick and easy to get. But the 2 other ones, they're the ones that make it rather annoying to try and get the pure nail right away. Which you just puts a thin layer of tin foil around your nail, and that gives it perfection. That's right, I do need to get Shade Soul first. So what I'll do is get Shade Soul, stop at the city right outside the Soul Sanctum bench, and that's where I'll stop. Then I'll push through to get acid resistance next time, and double jump. As well, the Howling Cliffs would actually be a good place to go to rather early on. Once you've got the Dream Nail, because not only can you start the Grim Troop, and you can get the Flame Fetch quest done a lot simpler if you're going through those areas normally in the first place, but it's going to also, you can get Gorb for a little bit of extra essence, you can get the first nail art, well not necessarily the first one, depending on where you're going. But Cyclone Slash can be pretty good to have. It just takes a good bit of getting used to, which unfortunately I have never really gotten used to nail arts as much as I probably should have. If you've upgraded your nail and you've gotten used to nail arts, then they're definitely worth using. Especially because if you play bind-ins for the Pantheons, nail arts are generally going to be your best bet. So just jump over, and then blast them. There's not too much to say about Soul Warrior. He spawns the mistakes or follies, I forget which one's which. And it's just, they'll die very quickly. I think they take 3 swings from the old nail. Might be 4. But with nail 3, it's going to be easy to take them out. Just examine your the snail. Bam, Shade Soul. Now everything is easy mode. Now if I get Dark Scream, I'll have the easiest time of all. And so this is where I'll call it. Thank you for watching. You have a wonderful night. Stay safe, stay healthy.